Alright y'all, let's keep it going with the spooky season content. Today we're going to be talking about the new Scream Factory 4K release of Pumpkinhead. Let's get into it. What is up everybody? Happy Friday the 13th. Today we're going to be talking about a spooky 4K release from Scream Factory, that being Pumpkinhead. I have here the 4K Steelbook, which I did unbox yesterday. So if you haven't checked that video, I'll click the card right here and you'll get into it. It's a fun little video. I go in depth on what comes with everything. So I'm not going to get into the packaging and all that kind of stuff. But Pumpkinhead on 4K Blu-ray. Absolutely love this movie. Was not expecting to like this movie. When I saw the first 5 minutes of it, it felt very kind of Disney Channel-ish movie. It starts the movie with the father and the relationship with the son. It's really cute. It's very wholesome, and then it just delves into insanity. But I love this movie. Coming in from a blind perspective, I was like, whoa. I wasn't expecting it to be as both meaningful. Like, it's a very nice, it's like a very good movie. Like, it doesn't just do well on the horror side, even though it's fantastic. It's a great creature feature. There's some good tension and some good scares in it. Fantastic acting. And it's just an overall, like, a fantastic horror movie, which I really highly recommend. So when Scream Factory announced that they were doing a 4K Steelbook for it, I knew they did a Blu-ray Steelbook for that and a Blu-ray, but that came out years and years ago. So I wasn't expecting a 4K release of it. So it was a really nice surprise when I got that announcement, and when it was on Best Buy, I had to pick it up. So getting into it, this is a movie filmed on 35mm 100 triple layer disc on the 4K Blu-ray, region free again, with a new 4K scan of the original camera negatives. You get Dolby Vision on it, fantastic, HDR10 compatible. The audio is English DTS HD Master Audio 2.0, English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1, and you get a whole slew of audio commentaries with screenwriters, creature effects creators, Tom Woodruff Jr. and Alec Gillis, which is very, very fun and moderated by the filmmaker Scott Spiegel. And then you got the disc 2, which is the Blu-ray, which also ports over this new 4K scan of the original camera negatives. So if you want to future-proof your collection, he's like, oh, I already have the 4K, the Blu-ray. Well, this comes with a new 4K scan, and it also comes with the same 2.0 and 5.1 master audio soundtracks. I'm also watching this on an OLED 4K TV, 65-inch OLED. So if you're watching this projected or on a different type of screen, like a LED or a mini LED or whatever, you're gonna get different results. So Scream Factory comes out with another 4K release of a much-loved cult horror film, and they did it right this time. You know, this new 4K scan of the original camera negatives really does bring so much life to the film. You know, crispy detail, really showcasing a lot of the hard work that the effects team did here. A lot of technical detail shines here, you know, specifically on the edges, more focused. It feels more focused and less fuzzy and pixelated. Clothing detail is great, with noticeable stitching and patchwork being visible. Like really cool little things like the phrase of cloth being caught in the light is shown really well. Facial details are given a nice uptick in detail. More facial imperfections are noticeable and wrinkles are more detailed. I can even see like the pores in close-up shots. It's really great. Individual beads of sweat is visible. It was definitely a nice surprise. But when it comes to the grain structure, the way it's handled, you know, both versions are grainy. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's less, but I'd say the amount of grain is the exact same when it comes to the 4K scan, but you do, again, get a higher capacity disc, which allows the grain structure to be more natural. And while it may appear as it's more grain, I think when it comes to the pixelation of that limited Blu-ray disc, you lose some of the fine detail with that pixelation. Even though it may appear as though there's less grain, you're losing that detail. That's why I'm always a huge component of let the grain be grainy, okay? If you're gonna lose detail if you try to scrub out that grain, or if you're not showing it, because within that grain it comes a lot of detail, because again, made on film, so it's gonna look it. So This 4K fixes that, letting the grain hang out. You know, there's no DNR, so the edges and little things that would have been lost within, you know, having lower capacity disc that pixelates grain, which covers and removes detail, is really nice here, and it fixes that. Now I want to get into the HDR because that is where a few fumbles happen and a few good things happen. So this is a great upgrade from the original Blu-ray release. The contrast is done a lot better. You know, there was a really weird overly reddish hue in the Blu-ray, which is gone here in this 4K with that added Dolby Vision, making colors a lot more natural, such as skin having this natural look while retaining a lively feature to them. The previous Shout Factory Blu-ray release can make actors a bit too sunburned, so here it is okay. But where it fumbles, unfortunately, is it's another one of those 4Ks where the HDR darkens the image, sadly, and at certain parts, like, really badly, like to the detriment of detail. Like, I'll post a screenshot right here. It shows how the brightness is lowered and substantially makes the details, such as facial features of this bike rider, completely gone. Like, if you see in the Blu-ray, you can see it's a lot more red, and you can see the person's eyes, and you know they have the face behind the mask. But in this 4K, you can't see it. That being said, the inky blacks are inky, but there definitely is quite a bit of detail crush, which is sad to say. But the white levels are also nice here. They're white and pure, as the Blu-ray can kind of make things look bluish. So here is an actual white. On the Blu-ray, it felt more like a blue white, especially when it comes to those darker scenes. And now lastly, let's get into the audio. With this audio track, there isn't so much to complain about. You know, it's a great lossless 5.1 and 2.0 soundtrack that are both stellar and service the film enough. The surround capabilities were quite nice, especially with the different audio cues going on for the sound design, that kind of stuff. Nice spacey moments with the creature roaring. You got a few sequences of thunder clapping. Very, very nice. A lot of detail within the different sound design, and a lot of the Foley artists stuff going on. You can really hear the differences, and it's really great. It's pretty immersive. People running across the screen, you can hear it actively, and it's a pretty immersive audio experience. You know, it never felt overly front heavy or tinny or, you know, flat. There's some really nice moments of both surround and bass. So audiophiles, this is a pretty decent audio transfer. And when it comes to the bonus features, the release comes with like hours of bonus features, over 2 hours of bonus features. That will be a joy for fans of this horror cult classic. You know, it ports a lot of the older releases. There's like a 1.1 hour, like an hour and 10-minute featurette, which is really great. It's like a documentary and a few other things. The bonus features are great here. So overall, you know, while this isn't a perfect transfer, it did meet my quality standards for a good presentation. It does lose points for that black crush, unfortunately, and the overall darkening of the brightness, which may be a detriment, as you know, details can be lost compared to the Blu-ray. So, like, I feel like if you're losing details on the 4K, I'll have to notch you down a few bits. But there were also, you know, scenes of really great detail that was shown, that was, especially when it aids in that higher capacity disc, again, with the grain structure, letting it be how it is, not having not having that pixelated grain really lends more detail to come out. So it's kind of a give and take when it comes to this 4K transfer. So overall, I'd say it's a good transfer. I wasn't blown away at all, you know, especially when it compares to the Blu-ray. I would give it an 8 out of 10. For me, you know, being able to buy the original Blu-ray for really cheap was like, yeah. But if you paid a lot for it recently and you go to this and you're expecting to be your mind blown away, I don't know, because this is a good transfer on its own. Well, when comparing it to the Blu-ray, obviously you're going to get some good shots, but overall, is it worth the upgrade? You'd have to be a really big fan, especially if you already own the Scream Factory Blu-ray, and if you got it recently, I don't know, there's no real rush to go out and pick it up right now. For me, being a fan of the film, loving the Steelbook, I didn't get the previous Blu-ray Steelbook, which I always killed me for, because I kind of did like that artwork a lot, but this one, This one's really good too. I actually prefer this artwork over that blue artwork on the original Blu-ray Steelbook. So I like the orangish and reddish. Highly recommend this film in general. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's very Halloweeny. It's very nice. It's a period piece. I think so, right? No, the first bit is a period piece. It's like a whole thing. But yeah, Pumpkinhead on 4K Blu-ray. 8 out of 10. I personally did enjoy this transfer. So those are my opinions on the Pumpkinhead 4K Blu-ray. Let me know down below. Did you guys pick this up? Did you guys pick up the Blob? I haven't heard much things about the Blob. It sold out immediately, so I couldn't pick it up then and there. But I got Pumpkinhead, and I like this transfer, and I love this movie. So this will definitely be staying in my collection, and it's great that it comes with a nice 4K Steelbook. So that was today's video. Thank you so much for watching the video of mine. I am Mason from the Mockbuster YouTube channel. Please have yourself a good day, night, evening, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this. Please stay safe and God bless. Peace, cheers, long live physical media. See you guys. Ka-chow.